The Moon administration's policy blueprint for the next 5 years was unveiled last week. On the heels of the announcement, we are dedicating the whole of this week to a series of special reports on the 5 main policy objectives contained within said blueprint. This report focuses on the empowerment of the people, which calls for a government where the people are in charge. Kim Min-ji with the details.
Soon after taking the reins, President Moon Jae-in vowed to build a nation that's truly a nation by seeking the changes demanded by the Korean people. And one of the core pillars of his policy goals is to return the government to the people and empower them, where Koreans are not the subject of rule, but the owners of the government.
새 정부는 촛불혁명의 정신을 이을 것입니다. 국민이 주인으로 대접받는 국민의 나라. 모든 특권과 반칙, 불공정을 일소하고 차별과 격차를 해소하는 정의로운 대한민국을 만들겠습니다.
The government plans to achieve this through 15 initiatives under 4 key themes. For starters, they plan to root out deeply embedded societal ills. The administration also plans to create a task force within each ministry that will keep a close eye on possible signs of corruption and boost preventive measures, such as stepping up penalties for offenders. Another focal part is to make the president more accessible. This calls for the relocation of the presidential office to near Seoul Central Gwanghwamun Square as part of efforts to enhance communication with the people as well as government officials. The government also plans to make public daily schedules of the president and senior officials. Another long-pending agenda has been reforming the so-called power organs. The prosecution has long been criticized for abusing its power by having both investigative and indictment rights. The government is seeking to reorganize the investigative rights between the prosecution and police. And to ensure a transparent and competent government, officials will get citizens directly involved in policy formulation and the implementation process. The government also plans to root out surveillance of civilians and strengthen protection of personal data. While going all out to establish a full democracy, experts have stressed that because the administration change was triggered by candlelight protests, the government is tasked with an important job of fostering peace and stability.
The public can become dissatisfied or disappointed any time, so it is even more important for the government to get things right and run state affairs. But in order to do that, another part of the government needs to put more focus on personnel issues. President Moon needs to be able to put the right expert in the right place.
On top of that, to create a truly people-owned government, the president needs to pay attention to what people really want, and this needs to be reflected so that people feel it and support the president. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.